The biggest song in the world right now is amazing, but I've seen people online claim it's a ripoff. So let's talk about what makes this song great and what some people think is a little bit icky about it. So the song I'm talking about is Benson Boone's Beautiful Things that you might have heard at least in social media posts, even if you haven't heard about Benson or this song before.
And I thank God every day for the girl he sent my way. But I know the things he gives me, he can take away. And I hold you
beautifully shot. Very cinematic.
I wanna get used to. But there's no man as terrified.
Love that. Ooh, there's a major 7 in there, or a 7 scale step. Didn't hear that before.
Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay.
This build is just amazing.
I need you, oh God, don't.
I'm just such a sucker for crescendos, man.
These beautiful things that I've got, please stay.
Hard not to move to this, to be honest.
I want you, I need you, oh God, don't take.
His voice is crazy.
These beautiful things that I've got.
It's a ballad with a classic band instrumentation, heavily centered around electric guitar, and Benson's vocals are really interesting. He was an American Idol a while back, and he's been experimenting with a bunch of different types of sounds. But in this one, I would say that his archetype is kind of a pitched up Lewis Capaldi, and in the chorus, he goes into more of an Aerosmith type voice. This song has an amazing contrast between verse and chorus. It really builds emotion over time into the first chorus. And when the chorus hits, we have these slides that are actually pretty uncommon, like, please stay.
God, please stay.
And that's the thing that really caught my ear. What makes him sound like Lewis Capaldi in the verse is probably like the whoa things he's doing. Just the way he changes his vowels just sounds so much like Lewis Capaldi. It's just like he's pitched up. I almost want to do an experiment. I'm not going to do it. You know what I can do? I can pitch down this song.
For a while there it was rough.
Okay, let's try 3 semitones. Or maybe just turn down the formant a little bit.
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last 4 cold Decembers I recall.
That sound, that's very close to Lewis Capaldi. I think the vocal is actually kind of piercing, but they make it work. Benson Boone's vocal range is really impressive on the song. It spans from a low F3 to a high F5.
For a while there it was.
And then in the high choruses.
These beautiful things that I've got.
It's so nice. Here's some fun musical details I noticed as well with this song that will make you appreciate this song even more. For example, in the first verse, you have this little bend that almost makes the chord a sus chord and then back, but it's like not enough, so it doesn't feel like it goes all the way there, so it lives kind of in limbo.
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last 4 cold Decembers I recall.
It's so fun. I love it. Another thing that's really interesting is that in the build, where he's singing the same melody. So basically, the build is the melody 1 octave down, very similar to the song Iris by Goo Goo Dolls.
I want you, I need you, oh God. I want you, I need you, oh God.
It's a pretty common pop songwriting trick. The fun thing is that the chords are actually different. So you'll notice that it goes F, G minor, but then when they start going harder, it actually switches those two. So it goes G minor, F, so it feels more leading.
I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God.
And you would think it would be the same because they're like, yeah, it's the same melody. Of course, they're going to use the same chords. But they actually switch it because it does feel different. And it does feel really good that the guitars go down like that. And this one might be obvious to a lot of you musicians out there, but there's actually a meter change in the songs. It starts in normal 4/4, and then it switches to this, waltz 6/8 type thing. And it's really fun, and they make it really cleverly.
There's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose.
3, 4, 1, 2, 1.
Oh,
So
but I
suddenly
don't
we're in,
lose.
another meter. So it's just a really fun, kind of nerdy thing to do. But I really like it because honestly, before this tempo change, the song is a little bit boring to me. Like it's beautiful, but I don't think I would follow it all the way through. But it gets groovy right here and emotional and starts building into that kind of like 90s, 2000s energy that I really love. One pet peeve I have though, if I'm gonna be nerdy, there's some like parallel moving harmonies and kind of an awkward thing going into the second chorus. I think they just wanted some extra energy going up there, but it just feels awkward.
Up and I thinking I just might lose it
Awkward melody.
all.
It's such a clean song and everything's really neat and like has finesse to it, but that part just feels kind of it doesn't sound purposeful to me. Speaking of purpose though, let's have a look at the lyrics. The lyrics of this song are easy to take in immediately. They're kind of simple, but they connect, I think. The lyrics meld with the melody as well and adds extra emotional weight to, relatable emotional outcries like please stay. I think we've all said that at some point if you had a life where you've had difficult things. I also love the way he sings oh God. It just adds so much weight.
Want you, I need you, oh God.
I think he's a Christian, but even if you're not a Christian or religious, I think you can still relate to that feeling, and I think those words are just really powerful. Another kind of romantic / nice line to me is, but there's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose you. It rings true, relatable feelings when things are good. If you're a bit anxious, you're like, oh, what if this goes away? Maybe if you've had a life where things have gone wrong a lot of the time, you have in the back of your head like, no, things can't be this good. Something's gonna happen, So yeah, the song overall is a tale of gratitude with an anxious twist. And I think it's really good. While the choruses are really catchy and really like clear, so it's easy to sing along, I would say the verses are more lyric based. He's kind of freestyling the melodies. I'll show you what I mean. So here I have the first segment of the first verse and the second segment of the first verse overlaid. So these in a normal pop song would probably match perfectly, but with different melodies.
I see my father every month, but lately I've been doing better.
It's kind of different.
So come and stay the cold December. Think I might have it all.
If you're confused right now, that was one part of the verse in the left ear and one part of the verse in the right ear. You could hear they didn't line up. It's going to be harder to learn these melodies because they're different. So you would have to learn the lyrics, I would say, and then try to learn the melodies from the lyrics because they make sense with the lyrics. If I were to just hum that to you, you'd be like, why are you changing that up so much? I kind of like that. I think often when you do that, it makes the lyrics ring more true, and they probably started by writing lyrics that made sense. But yeah, there is a lot of repetition in this song, and especially you do have that they're switching up depths a lot. And with his voice in this position of his voice where it's really gritty and really aggressive and desperate up top and more laid back in the bottom, you can really get away with it because it feels very different.
Please stay.
This is the chorus melody.
I want you. I
But it's like
need
kind
you,
of chill.
oh God. Don't take
So they can get away with having the same melody a lot.
things that I've got. Please stay.
Keeps going, same thing. So basically, they can fit a lot of chorus in there, which will make the song catchier, at least the chorus. And you have the verses that are free ballin'. By the way, my name is Rumi and welcome to another video. I upload videos Wednesdays and Saturdays right now, and these videos get claimed by record labels, so if you want, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/RumiOfficial to get extra behind the scenes content, stuff like that, early releases, all kinds of good stuff. Now let's continue the video. Okay, so as you may have seen here, I do have the chords laid out. They're kind of interesting. There's a little bit more going on than a typical pop song. The song is in B flat major, but it starts pretty much every phrase, not all of them, but most of them on E flat, the subdominant. Some standout chords are, for example, the F sharp diminished right here. It's kind of just an in-between.
God every day for the girl he sent my way.
The other standout one, I would say, is this C minor 7, which only happens once, and that's right when they're changing the meter, when they're stopping. It's this beautiful melody where they kind of sit on the 4th scale degree in B flat.
Feeling I wanna get used to, but there's no man as terrified as the man.
As far as the production goes, it's nothing that really stands out that much. It's a nice pop rock production with, guitars and piano and drums. I wouldn't say that the production is the standout feature of this. It's pretty classic, but I think that's also what makes the melody shine, and it's really well mixed. This is mixed by Natsurban Guinea, who's kind of like the main pop mixer out there who mixes pretty much all of Max Martin stuff. This is his son, Alex Guinea, who has mixed. It just sounds really good. That That leads us into the personnel of the songs. We have Benson Boone, he was part of writing it. We have Jackson LaFrance, who has been part of developing Branson as an artist and writes a lot with him, from what I understand. We have Evan Blair, he's a writer and producer, and he also produced Dove Cameron's Boyfriend, which is also a big TikTok song, so I guess he's like a top TikTok producer.
I could be a better boyfriend than him. I could do the shit that he never.
And again, we have Alex Ganea, and we have Randy Merrill, who is the mastering engineer on this one. By the way, have you heard my new song, So Selfish? Listen to it. Sounds like this. Roomy on Spotify, So Selfish. I hope you like it. I'm really proud of it. Let's continue. But one thing I wanted to talk about is that there is some drama about this song online, because there is another TikTok native artist who has a song with a very similar part that I personally think they definitely based this song off of to some extent. The artist I'm talking about is Noah Kahan, and he has a song called Your Needs, My Needs, which is not even one of his most famous ones. But I did my usual thing. I kind of overlaid these songs together. I had to do quite a bit of time stretching and pitch them up and down a little bit to make this work exactly, but you'll hear what I mean. We have Benson Boone to the left, Noah to the right.
Always strong, real thin, so long.
We have the slide up. We have the Colin response exactly. Almost exactly the same chords. So he has just a guitar solo there. It's very close. There's no denying it. I do kind of feel like maybe he should get writer's credit, but this is not the chorus of this song. This is more like the outro. So it only happens one time in the song. And I will say the Benson Boone one definitely took it and refined it into a pop hit. I don't know, maybe there's a discussion to be had there, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. I really love this Benson Boone song. I'm so happy music like this is in the charts right now because I really feel emotionally connected to it. And I think it's one of those things with TikTok that can be cool because people use it to soundtrack stuff. Genres that really set an instant mood will get a bit more exposure, which is cool. If you want to see me go a little bit more in depth on more stuff, here's a video where I reviewed the top 10 on Spotify, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Now I'm gonna go tell my pillow, please stay, you know? It's lonely.